Well, it's been a hot minute since I popped onto a video to share with you guys. I know I do a lot of shorts here on YouTube, but I haven't popped in to actually step up to have a conversation with you. I have been feeling a lot of energy today, and I realized today is the closing of the 15th year that I met my first ever spiritual mentor and I had my first energy clearing. And it happened on May, like the Monday of May long weekend up in Canada. And it was one of the most powerful days that shifted my whole entire existence on earth. And, we come up against these choices in our life every day, right? And our intuition is leading us down a pathway and calling us forward in certain landscapes. And a lot of the time, we do not know what this means, where it's going to take us, where we're being led. And when I look back on this day, all I knew when I met this woman was that I needed to do work with her. I didn't know a lot about spiritual work. Like I had meditated, I did some cord cutting. So I kind of had a little bit of knowledge about energy. The Secret was out. So I'd read The Secret, was doing manifestation stuff and all these things. But I really had no pulse point on what this experience was going to be like and what this meant. All I know was when I met her, I needed to do work with her. Now, at the time when this was all going down, I was working for a mentor who was paying me $1,000 a month, Canadian. Okay. So, like in the US, like $800 a month. I was renting a room in a house that I paid $500 for every month. So, I only had $500 liquid money that had to pay for my food, my cell phone bill, and any other lifestyle expenses. Now, I wasn't, and this is a whole other long story, like all of this dimension of where I was at, but my mentor kept me kind of in an energy that was like a spell-like energy where I was working just for him, and he wouldn't allow me to make any other money anywhere else. It all had to go through his business, what he was doing, and all the things. So he tapped me out at $1,000 a month and allowed me every so often to find creative ways to make some more money when I desire to make some more money. Now, you may be like, what the hell did you get into this for? I got into that experience to learn a lot of things. The reason why I became a coach in the business field was because of the experience I had with him. I went through personal development there. I learned so much stuff about entrepreneurship and coaching and business and everything through that experience. So there was so many pluses to it, but there was also this really limited energy that floated through my field. So when I met my spiritual mentor and I was like, I need to work with her, I think her sessions were like $150. And I was like, I'm not going to pay my phone bill this month. I need to do this. And that's all I knew in this moment of time. I didn't know what we were doing. I didn't know what this meant. All I knew is I needed to do a session. Now, for some of you guys that are in the energetic field and you have an understanding of demonic energy or shadow energy, I had an entity in my field that I picked up when I was 18 months old and had been working with me since I was like, it was 28. Literally, I was 28 when I met her. And because I turned 43 in like literally 2 weeks, right? And so up until the age of 28 is when that entity got cleared. We didn't clear it in this session, but she felt it when she met me and she was like, I don't do this work. And spirit just said to her, you need to help her. You need to help her. So as a practitioner now, and looking back on this moment of when my mentor made a decision to step in to help me, because we all have free will, right? She could have said no. And then who knows what would have happened? Obviously, someone else would have stepped into my space. Something else would have transpired. I don't know. But the timeline at this moment of time was in this choice for us to play together in this field. And I'm so grateful she said yes. Of course I am. And I am in this awareness now in the work that I do with people as well. It's like, am I saying yes into these moments where I'm being called in? Am I trusting the flow of my intuition and trusting the pricing I deliver out and trusting if I discount something to be like, hey, I'm really feeling the call to like give it to you for this price, that it's meant to be in alignment that way. So she said yes. So we ended up getting together 15 years ago today. So like literally I closed a 15-year cycle today. And we were talking about all the things and she said to me, what do you really want? Here's what I said, which is so superficial and it's so funny of like the Colleen back then. I want to make $10,000 months. That's what I wanted. I was making $1,000 a month. I wanted 10K months. It took me 5 years to actually land a 10K month because I had a lot of work to do around the belief systems and holding it and all the energy stuff around that. But she said to me, look, I need you to really understand that I'm about to do this clearing for you, but your whole life is going to change. And here's what I knew. I had to say yes. I didn't know what she was going to do. I didn't know what this actually meant. I didn't know consciously. My soul knew, my vibrational alignment knew, like my divine path knew. Everyone's like, this has to happen. And all I kept feeling in my body was, you need to say yes. So I just said yes. A few days later, I went back into my mentor's space. I think this was a Monday of the long weekend. For some reason, I didn't go there on the Tuesday, I think. And it was like a couple days later, or I didn't see him. Let's just say I didn't see him. I usually work 7 days a week, 18-hour days, pretty much almost all the time. So it would be rare if I didn't go to his house. So I'm like, in my memory, it's faded a little bit to the exact timeline, but let's say a couple days later. And all of a sudden I saw him differently. And the veil that he had created around my energetic field, intentionally or unintentionally, got popped. And all of a sudden I saw life so different. I heard him in conversations. I heard the actual truth of his energy at the time. I heard things differently. I saw them differently. And I went, what the fuck am I in? And then my energy started shifting and I started changing because I started to see the truth of who I really was, the truth of what I was meant to do on this earth, the truth of the landscape we played within, the truth of it all. And it was crazy. By July of that year, I had given my 2 weeks notice and gave back everything to him, not knowing what I was going to do or how I was going to move through life. But all I knew was I wasn't supposed to be there any longer. I left with $40 in my wallet, literally having no idea what to do. And luckily I had a guy friend of mine that said, look, I'll lend you the money to go get recertified in teaching aerobics, because I knew there was a need and I knew there was a couple gyms I could go teach at. And that was amazing aerobics instructor. I started teaching when I was 18. And if you guys can feel my energy, you'll know, you'd be like, you had probably been amazing at teaching. I was fucking great. You get on your step and you're working it. And I had you working hard. And so I took his money. I went and challenged the exam, passed it all, started working for a gym, and started making literally $300 a week. So I was teaching 10 classes a week at $30 a class, making $300 a week, already making more money than I was making there, working way less hours. And now I'm like, I think I'm supposed to be a business coach. And that's literally how my business got started. You know, I went through my own challenges and struggles through this journey because we're all being called forward into dealing with our shit, moving through the shadow, moving through our dynamics and our light. But it took a yes and a trusting in the energy flow at the beginning to move this through. And it still takes that. It still takes us saying yes. It still takes us trusting. It still takes us diving in. So I wanted to step on today to move this into your field for you to feel. Where in your life are you avoiding your intuition? Where are you not trusting that the pathway is going to hold you? And yeah, maybe some days are going to be heavy, because they were. Some weeks, some months, even a couple years in there were heavy. But I came out on this side. I know where I am in life. And it doesn't mean that my life is all daisies and roses. I'm in a knee-deep level right now of upgrading that is blowing my mind, but my heart's going, just keep surrendering. Because I know the pathway. I understand. But it's so much better and easier and so much more connected. And we're not climbing up all these fucking hills trying to make something work, where we are the work. And everything that flows through us is this beautiful energy of expansion. So I wanted to step into your field today just to voice this out into the world, because there's something in this for you. If you've gotten to this point in the video, there's something here. So I just really want to emphasize a point in your field today for you to feel, if you desire to take it in. Where in your life right now are you avoiding something that you know is showing up hot, that's coming in, that maybe you're shit scared, or you don't know how, or you're like, what are they going to think? And all the stupid shit we think about when we're human. And what if today is the day that you get to make a decision to step in, to actually change this vibration, to change your alignment, to change the course of your life? Because the moment I said yes to that clearing, my whole entire life changed. And would I have gotten to this point exactly in this moment of time, right here, right now, without that? I don't know. But something that day says you need to. And I said, okay. And I just trusted. And it's really kind of fun after the years, you know, I worked with her for 5 years, actually. Not that first year, but after that, I started seeing her every month. And I figured it out. Like, I was just like, this is a part of what I need. This is a part of an investment I'm making in my life, because there's something about this that I need. And I did. And I figured it out. And some months were shady as fuck, you know, but I just kept moving through. And I just kept deciding. Like, there was some weeks that I was eating a bag of chips for the whole entire, like, for 3 days, because I couldn't afford groceries, because of the fact that I was like doing things like investing in myself. And I'm not saying that that's your pathway or it should be, but at the time, that's all I knew. And I was like, I'm making this work. So where in your life are you being called to make it work? Step the fuck in and to move some stuff through. And I want to leave you with that message today on this very potent Monday, whether you're listening to this on Monday or not. It's a very potent day in your life. Choice. What a beautiful thing.